Happy Sunday. This is Asia on America on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, Asia Shakur, aka Hood Oprah. I have Miss Toya Banks, CEO of, go ahead,
Hermanas Amigas Tequila.
Before we get into the show, this is the holiday season, and there's going to be a lot of events and parties, and this is one of the reasons I wanted you in the month of December so that we can go ahead and promote you. I do want to, before we get off into the show, and I just got this recently, so I'm not prepared. It wasn't on my notes. I do apologize. This is for a young lady named Shakila. I just came across this today on my Facebook page. And she says, for the last 13 years, I've sponsored 3 shelters out of my husband and I's pocket for Christmas. But throughout the year, I give them job leads, rides, tissue, personal products, etc. This is the first year that she's asking for assistance. So she's doing a shelter holiday drive, and the donations that are needed are hats, gloves, socks, and if you can, some monetary. You have to inbox her for her location, but you can reach out to me and I can forward that. She did leave her Cash App. It is SSHAQUELAS Tiny Tots, and Zelle smtinytots@yahoo.com. The deadline is December 15th. She had this great quote. It says, one of the most beautiful experiences is the joy of giving back to our communities and those in need. This season, let's embrace the spirit of generosity and make it an impact. So, like I said, if you would like to donate anything, reach out to me via my messenger on Asia or America on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram at Asia on America as well. So again, I just want to give a quick synopsis of how we got here with Miss Banks.
Yes.
So some friends of mine, we went to Old Pueblo up in Bucktown. I believe that's Bucktown. And we had these bottomless margaritas. The tacos are good. Shout out to them too. And we were like, we wasn't ready to go in the house. And I said, Wicker Park Fest is going on this weekend. Let's drive over there. So we walking down Wicker Park Fest. I bought a few things, and we have to go to the bathroom. So we ended up going to what bar was that?
It was called Whiskey Business.
Whiskey Business. And if you've been to Whiskey Business, they have that great rooftop and they have a lot of parties. And it was the Tequila Fest. We knew nothing about it. We just stumbled up in there using the bathroom. And I came in and I saw this step and repeat banner. And everybody that knows me knows that I've worked in hospitality for a lot of years. And when I saw the brand ambassadors, I said, this got to be a Black-owned company. And I asked the young lady, I said, who owns this? And she turned around and pointed to this beautiful lady. And I said, no, not this lady owning this tequila company. And even though I was a little intoxicated, I went right into business mode. I said, hello, how you doing? My name is Asia. I have a podcast. I call myself Hood Asia. I would love to connect with you. I would love to have you on my show. I got a card, and I made sure that I kept in contact with her because, of course, if you know, representation matters so important to me with my show, especially highlighting and spotlighting Chicago. And here we are. So, Miss Toya Banks, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. Who is Toya Banks? Let's familiarize my guests with who you are, because like I said before we started, I like to promote the unknown in the city because we have so much great talent here, and we all just need somebody to help put us on. So tell the people who you are.
God. Well, I'm Toya Banks. I'm the 9th of 9 children.
Really?
I'm number 9.
Okay,
right?
the baby.
Yes, I am the baby. And I am a healthcare professional of over 30 years. I am a widow. I am a mother of a 21-year-old daughter who's graduating college this year.
Congratulations.
And I am a lover of people, of our people, of people in general. And I'm a lover of tequila.
Likewise.
Likewise. So that is basically, I'm a lover of tequila, and I just don't want us to be left out of the industry.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about, so you are a native Chicagoan, correct?
I am born and raised in Roseland.
That's what I'm talking about.
South side of Chicago.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, my producer Wanda, like, woo, she's a South Sider too. We often have these battles about this South Side, West Side. We have yet to do that show, Wanda, but it's coming up. I love Chicago and all of its compasses, I do. But growing up in Chicago, tell me a little bit about that. how does that shape you as a person, as a woman, as a business owner? Because I always say this, we have a negative connotation that we cannot succeed in Chicago, that you have to go outside, that we can't work together. Tell me a little bit about growing up in Chicago and how that has impacted you business wise.
Well, actually, I believe it starts at home. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs from the South. My mother's aunt, who raised her, owned a hotel, they owned a beauty shop, they owned a beauty school. And so I believe this is generational. It may have skipped some, but then it hit me. And I also have a sister that was an entrepreneur. So I believe entrepreneurship is generational. And I also believe it's you. It's what you see around you. It's the hustle and bustle of not just working a 9 to 5 every day. It's who you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with like-minded people that want to do more than work, a job. They want to change their life. So in order to change your life, you have to change your story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I'm a strong believer of changing your story.
Absolutely. A lot of us, stress the importance of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And I always say that somebody got to be the workers.
Yes,
Somebody got to be
sure.
the boss and somebody got to be a worker.
Yes.
How do we convey the importance of first being a worker and then understanding the nuances of a business to become a business owner? Because a lot of people just want to jump right off into the deep end with a dream and an idea, and all encompasses that is really how you do it. But there's also steps. Tell us the steps that it takes to have the business mindset, the personality, because everybody does not have a great
No,
personality to
they
be in
don't.
business, and the ability to connect people with being an entrepreneur, because you have to service your client, whether it's providing a service, providing a product, whatever it happens. How do you get to that point, to from A to B, to be a successful entrepreneur?
Well, this is not my first business.
Okay.
Um, I also have my first business is I help international medical doctors
Okay.
become licensed U.S. physicians to apply for residency here in the USA.
So you're a real
So,
big boss.
well, I don't know about that, but this is not my first time stepping into business. But I'm gonna tell you, I can't say what other people do, but I do everything afraid. But I do it. I do everything afraid, but I do it. And so once I realized that, hey, I can work with these people that are out of the country and help them obtain their dream, why can't I do something that I love and help me attain my dream? So it's really the confidence that, okay, I'm gonna do it, but I'm scared. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I'm gonna do it. I think that changes the scenario, and it's the mindset. You want change,
Yeah,
and change can only happen if you take that first step.
that is correct. Did you have aspirations as a child? I know you said that your family are a long line of entrepreneurs. So what did that set the precedent for you to be an entrepreneur, a business owner?
No, I didn't.
Really?
It really didn't. It was a life changing. I had already started my student medical doctor, international medical doctor business, but then I lost my husband. So then I was like, okay, I'm an only parent now. I'm a single parent after being married for 18 years. I'm a single parent. So I decided, okay, I can't work my medical job anymore. Let me work my business full time of helping the students, and I was propulted.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you're not, my friend used to always tell me, you can quit your job and just work your business, but you're always a little scared. But that time I didn't have a choice because I was a single mother and I needed to get my daughter to school, get her home. And so I was propelled into becoming a business owner by myself. And I stepped out on faith to do that in order to be for my daughter. And it was the best thing I've ever done because that pushed me in the direction of being a business owner.
It's so funny that you say and condolences for the loss of your
Oh,
husband.
thank you.
The the death of my marriage propulsed me to this show. It's always something, a loss that makes you realize, like, let me tap into who I am and what I
Yes.
can be.
Yes.
So women in business, I touched on a little bit briefly about, the negative connotations about Chicago cannot work together. Why do you feel as though we have that women can't work together type of complex? I mean, I know, and I'm a woman, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I see some of the, negativity and the pushback. Even with me doing my show, I can sometimes see it. Why do you think that is when we are so much stronger as a unit? Case in point, the name of your tequila. When we work as a unit, we get so much accomplished. What do you think are some of the reasons why we can't get over that hurdle to make, long lasting business relationships, personal relationships, and to get over our humps as a people?
Well, the name of my tequila is Hermanas Amigas, which means sister friend. So I honestly believe it's who you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with like minded people. Okay. These women that are on my label are real women. They're sister friends. So, and all of these women are boss. None of them are not at the bottom of the food chain. They're all at the top of the food chain. So you surround yourself with women that want to see you win.
Absolutely.
And that's where I've always been the cheerleader. They used to say, all my friends used to say, Toya is the biggest hype girl you ever want to meet. I am, because I am the cheerleader. I want to see you win. So you surround yourself with people that want to see you win, and they push you. I get tired. They hold you accountable. They push you, and they make you want to do better. And so when you surround yourself with people that make you want to do better,
It
you do
forces you to do better.
better.
It does. That's a great segue into the importance of sisterhood.
Oh, so important.
I don't have any sisters. I don't have any daughters. I'm the only girl. So it's I look and long for great connections with women. My mother is gone. My grandmother is gone. And being the only woman in my universe with my dad, my brothers, my sons, I always look for strong Black women to get inspiration, to get encouragement, just to get those hugs. Talk about the importance of sisterhood and how that affects and makes you a better woman. Because, a lot of women, we suffer from whatever happens, the toxicity of our past with relationships, broken bonds with our mothers, traumas, whatever, what have you. Women, we bear a lot, and we have to keep going.
Yeah.
Stress the importance of sisterhood and how that helps us be better as a society for our children, because we are the mothers, the aunts, the grandmothers. We really are the stronghold of society, because those are our sons, those are our babies. Tell us the importance of sisterhood and how we can really get that together.
Goodness gracious. I believe we carry everything on our back of
We do.
women.
We do.
And what I always say when I talk to people, everyone wants to always say, well, Oprah has Gail. I have 4 or 5 Gales. Okay.
I got my
She's
girl.
not the only
Shout out
one.
to Ann. Shout out to my sister Ann.
See, that's what I'm saying. I have 4 or 5 Gales. She's not the only one with a Gale. And these women are there for you that will stick closer than any brother. Now, like I said, I'm the youngest of 9. I have 5 real sisters. But then I also have these 5 sister friends, these hermanas amigas, that stick closer to me than any brother. So I can't begin to tell you. Uh, it's an attraction. It's an energy. Like attract like. I don't want to be around someone that's constantly negative.
Absolutely.
You want to be around someone that'll send you something late at night that say, okay, you're going through this right now, but this storm is going to pass. Who does that?
Me.
Okay, yeah, my
Me.
sister friends. They do that. I'm calling just to check on you today. I haven't heard from you. Hey, did you eat today? Let me bring you some food.
Yes. Yes.
What do you need? Are you okay? And so we need to ask one another that. And when you're in the relationship with women that generally love you, generally respect you, and that would generally tell you, okay, Toya, that's sounding real crazy. Them are your real ride or dies. Them are your real sister friend.
Absolutely.
I can't explain it. That's why on the label I wanted the women to have interlocking arms, because they're ones who held me up.
Absolutely.
Through some of the toughest times.
I think like the advent of social media and these basketball wives have pitted us to be toxic and mean to each other. And I think we need to show other type of representations of Black sisterhood, woman sisterhood in general, but more important because we are seen in such of a negative light on TV. But segue into Hermanas Amigas
Yeah.
Tequila. I see the label. I love the label. How did all of this even come about? I mean, this is just, I had a guy who had he's Black owned water company. You got this Black owned tequila company. I'm like, y'all really doing it out here. How did this come about?
Oh God. First, I want to say all Black women are not angry Black women.
Okay,
That is a stereotype.
okay.
Okay, I believe that.
Check,
So we're not that.
check that.
Yes, definitely, we're not that. So, Hermanas Amigas came about as a bonding of sister friends. Um, I went through tragic loss. I had a brother to die, then a husband to pass, then a mother to pass. But I had these women that were there for me. They held me accountable. Some would bring me dinner, cook dinner about a year for me every Sunday for me and my daughter to make sure we ate. Some would come and take my daughter to school, and then they held me accountable. Okay, you have to get up. You have to get your life back in order. Do your business. Get your child to school. Do these things, and then on Fridays we're gonna come by. The ones that did drink, we'll bring a tequila. And so it was on these Friday nights that we would drink the tequila, and whether I was crying in grief or just crying in sheer laughter from some of the antics they were doing, I realized, okay, I there's nothing that resembles us. This is tequila, we know is a mandarin pill, correct? But there is no tequila that looked like us, no tequila that resembled us, and they didn't even advertise to us.
That is
And
true.
quiet as it's kept, Black women spend the most money
We do.
on luxury items.
We do. We do.
Okay.
We
But we are
do.
not recognized for it.
We are not.
So I decided I would make a luxury tequila. And it's for all women of ethnicity. But the reason for this tequila were these sister friends, my hermanas amigas. So through grief, I decided to go on a journey to make my own tequila. And so the last 3 years, I flew back and forth to Mexico, and I came up with this palette for this taste for this tequila that is fantastic, and it's here.
So that goes right into my next question: developing your product. So you went to Mexico.
I did homework.
Okay.
I did actually my daughter was graduating high school, so I was really empty nester. So I moved. She only applied to colleges in California, so I moved to California with her. So I had time to research and to figure it out. What exactly I wanted to do and how was I going to do this operation? How was I going to start this brand? And I prayed about it, and it came to me, and I said, Lord, I don't know if you work in tequila, but this is what I'm going to do. And the label I had in my head already, and the name. And so when I finally decided on a distillery that was going to start the process, and I brought all my paperwork and all my pictures and my drawings, they said to me, "Hey, you've done all our work. We have a team that draw and do all the labels." But this was already in my mind. So I truly believe that it was a gift sent to me to present this.
When you were building and developing your product, did you have any indication that it would be a hard process, or did you absolutely know that this would go?
No, I absolutely knew it would be a hard process. I absolutely knew that it would be hard.
Was it hard?
Oh, extremely. And then I actually, I absolutely knew that I would be looked at a little different. This Black woman from the south side of Chicago, and you're going to do a what? You're going to do a tequila? Yeah, yeah.
If you don't mind, what were some of the challenges getting into this field?
Finding a distributor. Okay.
Do you think that was more so because of you being a woman or your ethnicity?
My ethnicity for sure.
Okay.
Okay. And then the woman also. But I met some great people because this will be the first year in 4 years that I'm not in Mexico, because I'm usually in Mexico in December, the whole month of December, doing this. So, but I met so many great people of all ethnicities, and I would talk to them. And I found out one guy, I never forget, he was a buyer for this big uh, beverage company in New York, liquor company. And he says to me, he said, I haven't tasted your tequila. He said, but looking at your sketches, your label, he said, the bottle in itself it tells a story. It's wonderful. So that right there gave me a little confidence. Then I had some friends in Hollywood that I met with, and they told me the same thing. They said, "Your story, my story, is truly a love letter to my sister friends. I there's nothing else I could do for them, but this is to let them know, hey, you carried me through, and this is to you."
So I often, when I have business owners on here, I talk about, SWOT analysis. You're a boss. I know you know.
Oh, I know it.
You a boss. Don't deny it. Don't deny it, to you.
Humility, humility.
Absolutely. By all means, of course, but we have to let people know who they are and what they are.
Thank
And
you.
you are a boss, and I'm
God.
very blessed to have met. So, give me some of the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats that you feel as though you have encountered while on your journey to this being the number one tequila. So we're gonna put that out there.
By all means, I'm sure. Yeah.
So, what were some of the strengths, weaknesses, and the opportunities and the threats that you have encountered?
The well, I still, question myself, but the number one thing that sticks in my mind, I hear it in my spirit. I hear when I wake up in the morning, and I thought it was meant for something else, but it was probably meant for this, that every delay is not a denial. Okay. So every time I was told no, or I sent in a sample and the distributor's like, no, we're not looking for this, or I'm not a movie star, I'm not a superstar. They can sell these things extremely fast. But this is a story, and this is a story that needs to be told. This tequila came out of love for friendship, but out of my grief. But that's what brought me through. So I think the denials, the delays of no, go, to find another distributor. I think that was probably almost what broke me.
Mm.
Learn, the paperwork, the legality of everything, and so I had to build thick skin. And so I'll get up to live another day, get up to work another day. And with my first business, which I still run, most of my clients are out of the country, so I'm up all times of night. So when I'm done with them at 4 o'clock in the morning, then I start with the tequila, because we're in the U.S. and we're working with people. But the denials is really the challenge.
Did that discourage you at all?
Totally,
Ho-
yeah, it did.
Did it halt you? Did it pause you? Did you stop? Like, how did those denials affect your forward progression?
It never stopped me, because I would call one of my sister friends and they would say, "You got this. Nothing comes easy. You can do this." I cried a many a night. I called them crying. What am I going to do? It's going to be okay. I couldn't see it, but yeah, it is going to be okay. I've only been, out 2 months now, and it's going to be okay.
I'm following you on Instagram. Shout out to everybody on Instagram
Yeah,
that's
thank you
watching. We
guys.
appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I see it, and like we were saying before the show started, I tell everybody all the time, my guests really keep me motivated, because I get very frustrated. I have a son with autism, so that
Mm,
takes a lot. It's mentally and emotionally draining, but we make it do what it do. That's my baby.
yes.
Um, the podcast scene is really big, and everybody is clamoring to be, and it always gets so frustrating, but I always meet people like you that just make me feel like, damn, like anything is possible, anything can happen
Anything is
if you
possible.
put your mind to it and you keep going. Like, you can achieve any dream, and I just be so thankful of my guests. So, building partnerships in Chicago, how are we going to get you everywhere up in this city and throughout the Midwest and everywhere around? How are we going to partner with everybody to get this out here? Because, everybody drinking tequila out on TikTok, doing the Don Julio.
Yes,
We need
yes.
you. We need a Hermana Julio. You know what I'm saying? We
Exactly,
need a TikTok
totally,
thing.
totally.
Put me on board,
It
Miss Banks. Put
yes,
me on
I
board.
will. Thank you. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, it's word of mouth and the love that it's getting already. I'm already in 16 stores, and I've only
Absolutely.
been out 2 months. Okay, so and most of the stores I sell out. So the love that I'm receiving is beyond anything I could ever imagine. So I don't think I'm gonna go backwards. I think it just can do nothing but propel forwards.
Absolutely. So this is a segment that I just started, not all the time. It's called Rapid Fire. So it's just going to be a short little Q&A.
Okay.
So you say you're a tequila lover. So Blanco or Gold?
Blanco.
I like Gold. Blanco just like, I don't know, but I love tequila as well.
Okay, but and that's the difference. Blanco usually is like this bite.
It does.
And that's what's the difference with mine. I don't have that.
Okay.
You tasted it. You should remember, do you?
No, because remember I had the bottomless margaritas.
Oh, right.
all that day. I had bottomless margaritas, and then that guy who was with you, he gave us a shot glass, and I was just going place to place. But I remembered the bottle, and even in my whatever, I remembered that card. When I got home, I posted about it, and I said, "What's for you is for you."
What's for you is for you.
Because I had no idea that I would cross paths with you. So, you know, say tacos and tequila. So, corn shells or hard shells?
Corn shells.
I love corn shells as well. What type of tacos do you like? I love tacos as well.
Believe it or not, my daughter's favorite and my favorite are shrimp tacos.
Really?
I know, right?
Really?
Thought.
So, what you put like
shrimp and
salsa?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the other stuff she likes. Shrimp tacos.
Yeah. What is your favorite place in the city of Chicago?
My favorite place in it would have to be Michigan Avenue.
Really?
Michigan Avenue.
If you could pick to live in any country in the world, where would it be? Full time, never coming back to America.
Okay. Well, I love Chicago. Although California is not a country, it is a state. I love California.
You do.
I do. So a country, I would have to say probably Italy.
Okay. Have you been?
The coastline of Italy is absolutely beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. So, but I love California.
Okay.
Chicago and California.
Chicago and California?
Yeah,
really?
California are my two favorite places.
What is your favorite food?
Good Lord. I would have to say maybe pizza.
Really?
Thin crust.
And I just do this just so people can be familiar with the person. You know, a lot of times when people are promoting a product, they just buy this because it's me.
No.
You know, I like people to know the people. We from Chicago, we supporting each other. If I see you somewhere, this Miss Banks, she like tacos, maybe I'll buy her shrimp taco when I get a bottle. You know, so succotash, this is the part of my show where I let the guests talk about anything they want. It can be funny, it can be informative. You can ask me a question. It's the part of the show where I let the guests take over. Okay. So, Miss Banks,
yes,
what you got for these people on Succotash? What you got for the people?
Oh God, what can I say? What do you want me to talk about?
Anything. You can talk about anything.
I would talk about the love for tequila.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not an alcoholic. No. Right? Don't think that.
People say that about me, but you know.
I love tequila.
I do
too. And after a while, it's warm and it relaxes you. And, you know, especially if you're with your Hermanas Amigas,
yes,
all you want to do is laugh anyway.
This is true.
You know, so, and here's the real Miss Banks is I love people.
Me too. What's your sign?
Pisces.
Really? Pisces really don't like people.
What? No. We're very empathetic, very personable.
So maybe it's the Pisces I know.
Maybe it's so. But I love people. So when I'm out in the stores and they come up to me and hug me or shake my hand, they don't know. They are making my day.
Absolutely.
I love people. I love to hear your stories. I want you to try it. I want you to come and tell me what you thought of it. You know, I love people. And I love people that have good girlfriends, you know. When I met Niecy Nash and her wife one day, and I was telling them, I said, I have best friends. You know, I said, I know you guys know Oprah and she has Gail. I have 4 Gails.
That's right. You know, no, that's right.
I love people.
So when you said that you love tequila, do you drink it straight up? Do you have the limes? Do you have the salt?
Now with mine, I just drink it with ice.
Okay.
That's it. You don't need a chaser. You don't need a mixer. You don't.
Okay. Okay. So Succotash, you talk about something else. Come on with it, Miss
I'm gonna
Banks.
tell you that I got a reposado on a Neho coming out
You
next year.
you
Yeah,
do?
I
Okay.
do because this is the Blanco. Um, I am a lover of all things fun. Okay,
What do you like to do for fun? Do you do karaoke?
I do.
Shut up. You don't want
I
you no
do.
match for me. I
I do.
karaoke from the south side up to Wrigleyville.
Oh, I don't do all that. I
I d-
karaoke in my house and maybe a bar or two in California, but I karaoke. I like to karaoke.
So maybe we need a Hermanas Amigas karaoke
We
event.
do.
That would
We
be dope.
do.
That
Y- I'm telling you, there's so many events that we don't know about. A lot of people, like last night, I attended an event called Black Saturday.
really,
And Black Saturday was you can only bring alcohol beverages made by Black people.
really.
Okay.
Where is that? Where was
This
that?
was at a friend of mine's home, a friend of a friend's home.
Okay,
Beautiful home, and it was so much alcohol by Black people. And
really,
my tequila was there, and the bottle was near empty.
really,
Okay, so I'm learning there's so many things that we have to get out here and explore and get to know and
absolutely,
get and do things. You know, we as a race, we as a people, we need to learn to just step out on faith and do things. Try something different. Try the Black woman tequila from the south side of Chicago. Don
absolutely.
Julio is good, okay?
I know that's right. Have you heard of Clink Fest?
I have.
I think you
They
should go ahead and be in that for next year.
I believe I've been contacted every week. I'm contacted. Like this is my fifth event this weekend since Thursday.
Really,
Yeah, everyone's calling me. Hey, can you come here? I need to talk to you. I want to meet you. I want to taste your tequila. So I've already been contacted by a lot of fests for next year. I'm already going to do tequila fest in January
okay.
again. So the word is getting out there, and it's word of mouth. And it's
That's why it
word
was
of mouth.
important for me to have you on my show. Like I said, I have my community that
Yeah.
rock with Asian American Hood
Great,
Oprah.
great, great.
I call myself Hood Oprah because I kind of bridge my friends from the neighborhood with people that they might not necessarily meet. My
Okay.
friends they're not going to Wicker Park Fest,
Yeah, yeah.
but those are still my
They're still your friends.
Hermanas
They're your
Amigas.
hermanas
Those are my
amigas.
sisters. So
Yeah,
I bridge the gap between those women and these women.
yeah.
So I always try to get out and see what's going on in Chicago. I like to be abreast of what's going on because I want people to know what is going on out here. So when is your next event or tasting or something that we can
Oh
come out to make sure that we
God.
support?
I am doing a I know on Saturday I'm doing a market fest in Bronzeville. Um and then I have a lot of tastings. I'm at every liquor store you can think of in Chicago
But you
on
have
a
not been
Friday
out
night.
west though.
I'm coming. Oh, I'm coming.
Chicago out west. Why she ain't been out here to see us?
No, starting next week, I'll be out west. Don't put me on the side with the west side. Okay,
We
I'm
like
west coast, so west side.
we
I'll
like
be there.
tequila too.
Yeah, I know I'm coming. I was just telling my Hermanas Amigas that came here with me, I have to get to the west side. I'm coming. So I will be on the west side. Every week leading up into the new year, I will be 2 or 3 days in someone's liquor store.
Make sure you let me know so I can come out there, interview
Please.
you on the spot,
Oh,
as
please, I
well as
love
bring
to.
in my crew. Like I told you, I'm always in the bars. I'm not an alcoholic either.
No.
My mother was a bartender and she
Okay.
worked in mental health.
Okay.
So I kind of cut my teeth in the bar. I would, pick the cherries for
Yes.
her, fill up the
Yeah.
ice stuff. So just being in that environment, and I'm a lover of people as
I
well.
love
And
people.
I like to hang out. So I know a lot of bar owners. I know a lot of places, and I would love to see that on the shelf so
Awesome.
we can get in there and support that.
I would love to. I would love to be there.
Segue. How can people get with you? Wholesale, individually, et cetera, et cetera. Put it out there and let the people know.
Oh, great. So as I stated, I am in 16 stores here in Chicagoland. I am at Benny's on 95th in Evergreen. I'm at Benny's in Hyde Park. I'm at Kenwood Liquors on 107th and Cicero. I'm at Bevda's Liquors in Lansing. I'm at Lavanada Liquors. I'm at, oh God, there's so many. I should have brought my list that I didn't bring my list with me. I'm in a Royal Oak Liquors in Aurora.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
am all over, and I'm just trying to get the word out that and it's not just everyone wants to make money. Yes, this is all true, but this is a labor of love. This has a story, an amazing story, and it's a love story for my sisters. And so I didn't just slap a label on it and get some gross tasting, strong alcohol tequila to burn your throat. I put my heart and soul in this to pick a palate that was tasteful to our tongue.
And I'm not a liquor aficionado to do stuff like that. How hard was that?
That was,
To
you
pick a
have to
palate and
you taste it, and I don't like anything that burns going down, or some tequila tastes like rubbing
it
alcohol.
does.
Yeah,
It does.
mine doesn't. And it has a little sweet taste to it at the end. But okay, when I first started, the first email, when we first corresponded, I said, I want to make a tequila that's sexy and smooth.
Okay.
And so they're like, sexy and smooth. I said, yes. I said, so when I come there and I walk in, you'll see what I'm talking about. I want sexy and smooth.
And did this just come to you in a dream, like the
No.
label and everything? Did it just come to you?
Girl, let me tell you, I had been thinking of and so most people were shocked when it was tequila, but I had one friend, my Hermanas Amigas, that's with me here today. She said, why are they shocked? She said, Toya, you always wanted to do an alcohol. I thought you would do a wine.
Hmm.
And I said, I know, but I wanted to do a tequila because we were indulging in it, but it wasn't representing anything that we thought we would look like or we would want. And I prayed about it, and God revealed it to me. And far as the label, I drew stick figures of the label, and got with someone. It was so interesting because my friends in Hollywood, when I first showed them this label, uh, I have some friends that work in Hollywood with Google, and I said, we was on a Zoom one night. I said, hey guys, I want you to look at this label. This is a label that I want you to take a look at. And there were Caucasian women, all work for Google, and they're like, oh no, Toya, it's too, the bottle here. Yeah, I can show it is,
And then show it to the
oh
camera,
yeah,
please, as well.
okay, yeah, the bottle here is a little glittery, a little flashy. And so they goes, I think it's too much glitter and too much flash on it. We need to tone it down a little bit. And so they sent me these labels, and the women on the labels looked like witches. And it was dark.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, and so I go, with all due respect, guys, who are you advertising to? They're like, this is what we think would make a great label for your tequila. I'm like, no. I said, friends, you're Caucasian. I'm a black woman. I feel I know what other women would like in my ethnicity. Are you even thinking about what I would like? And they're like, give us a minute. So they went and Googled all of the black owned spirits and liquors, and they came back to me. They're like, you're right. Everyone has some shimmer in it. Everyone, and they sent me a crown. They're like, you're the queen. I'm like, yeah. I said, you know why you did that? Because you was not thinking of advertising to me.
Do you think that is the problem with everything?
Oh, for sure.
That they don't cater to us?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, everything, of course, we live in a capitalistic society. Yeah. Everything is for profit. I get it. I understand. But do you think that is why they missed the mark with really touching the people, because they're projecting monetary value as opposed to an emotional value? Yeah. And we, women especially, we are emotional shoppers. We shop when we're sad. We shop when we're happy. We shop when we're with our friends. This is what we do. Do you think that's why they missed the mark so much?
I think they missed the mark because they was not thinking of us.
Okay.
As consumers.
Okay.
Okay. They were thinking of what they would buy. And I said, these women look like witches. They were all dark, and it was a brew, like a witch's brew. Four sisters standing out a pot of witch's brew, and I'm like, no, dude, this is not us.
I wish I could see that.
I'll show it to you later. I have them. I still have them.
I want to see that.
Yeah, so they were not thinking of me. They were not thinking, hey, this black woman will look at this bottle and go, oh, this is great. No, they were thinking about, hey, I'll look at this bottle and be like, no.
When when I was at the fest, I looked at it, I said, and you know what made me know? I was like, these ladies got hips.
Yes.
That's what made me say it.
Yes.
I said, who owns this?
Yes.
Because when I looked at this label, and I'm like, this lady got hips. Who made this?
Yes.
How did you get to the Tequila Fest? That was the first year it was happening.
That was the first year it happened. That was my first time debuting. My distributor, they contacted my distributor. My distributor contacted me. He's like, hey, we're getting in the fest.
And I saw that was Chicago's first time.
Yeah.
That was your first time. That was my first time.
Yeah.
Talk about divinity. Segue, I did some research on you, and I saw that you wanted to be a nun.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I did my Hood Oprah did her research.
I did.
So how did that change into medical, into entrepreneurship, and tequila? Because you would have been because baby, you got some good vibes for me. You making me feel spiritual on this Sunday. How did you take that shift?
I was told I need to discover the world a little more.
Okay.
Okay. You can't wear your makeup. You can't wear, but there's still a love for Christ that I have.
Absolutely.
And so that's where my love for people and helping people, all that comes from wanting to be a nun. I was married for 18 years. My husband's the only man I've ever been with in my life.
Segue, how does that fare coming out into this world, having this, birthing this, and not having your friend there?
Oh, wow. It pushes me because I have a daughter. And I want her to know that still, no matter, you can lose your mother, you can lose your brother and your husband within years apart, but you still have to get up and go because they're here. They're still with us. And it made me stronger. And seeing these women that are so strong, who's, whether it's my biological sisters that I love or my friends that have stuck closer to me than anything, who makes dinner for you for a year and bring it to you every Sunday? Who goes around colleges with you and still to this day, this is my daughter last year of college. My friends fly to California and help me move her into the dorm. So I won't have to do it just me alone.
Yeah. My son, this is his first year in DePaul, and one of my sister friends, because like I said, I don't have my mom, she helped me move him. My cousin went and got him when it was Christmas break. It really does take a village,
do.
And a lot of us don't really see the importance of that. We've gotten away from the village. Okay, I talk about my socio-political stuff. I got to slide it in there. We have really gotten away from our village mindset as a people, as a community, as a race.
There's some out there still.
They are, and we just have to really seep through and look through and see, as God will say, see their heart. And you'll see who it is. How can we get in contact with you? Let the people know all of your contact information, social media handles, phone numbers, etc.
Great. So my Instagram is Hermanas Amigas Tequila. That is on Instagram. My website is www.hermanasamigastequila.com. You can reach me there, have contact information, send me your contact information and email me. You can also send me an email at Toya Banks at hermanasamigastequila.com. And you can contact me through there or DM me on Instagram. I get back to everyone because I'm up all times of night. So I get back to everyone.
I saw that you were with George Daniels at an event.
Oh, Uncle George. That is me and his wife are really good friends.
Okay.
She was living in California at the time, and I was here visiting, but going back and forth. And I got with George, and he's like, you have a great product. We're friends. He said, but you got to be my wife. And so I said, well, I'll be back in California. He said, she's going to call you tonight. And so Regina Daniels, hi, George and Regina. I hope you're watching. I love you both. Regina called me one night, and we talked for about 2 hours. And she said, we're best friends.
I know that's
And
right.
I said, yes, we are. And I said, I'll be back in California next week. And I flew out and we had lunch together. But George spoke to my daughter when we had lunch one time. And he left an impression on her because he knew she lost her dad. And she left in tears. And I was so thankful for the wisdom that he told my daughter. And so me and Regina was together last night. That's my BFF.
I know that's
Okay,
right.
so we're good. We're
Mr.
family.
Daniels is like the unofficial ambassador of the West Side.
Yeah.
He like George's music room was the epitome of
Yes.
Black culture on
Yes.
Roosevelt, and I see that he's remodeling and making it a museum.
Yes.
So we can't wait to get out there and support that as well. Because going to Georgia to seeing the rappers, that was like the highlight of us
Yes.
when when we was younger. And
Yeah.
like I told you, we don't really have a lot of things out
Yeah.
west,
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that people are coming back west,
Oh yeah.
building up the streets,
They
building up
are.
our communities to strengthen our bonds as a people in the city of Chicago. So before we get up out of here,
Yes.
again, let these people know who Toya Banks is, what she encompasses, the good, the bad, the ugly. How we gonna get out here to support her? The new dance on TikTok. Let these people
Oh
know. Run it
God,
on
let
down.
these people know. So what I would really like to do is read the letter that I wrote. It's in my bag that I wrote to my Hermanas Amigas.
Okay.
And I think that will sum up of who Toya Banks is.
Okay. Okay.
Um, it's a sheet of paper right there.
Come on, Miss Sandy.
My Hermanas Amigas.
Come on. And Sandra is my mother's name.
Sandy's your mother's name.
That's what everybody call my mom, Sandy.
Well, I'm just gonna read this little letter. Okay. My dearest Hermanas Amigas, you came into my life at a moment of profound need, long before I was even aware of a stunning, unexpected gift, delicately nestled in the finest wrapping paper and finished with a shimmering bow. Your support has touched me deeply, far beyond what words can scarcely convey. A steadfast persistence and enduring loyalty that I will forever cherish and never take for granted. You have been the thread that weaves me together, the tears that have listened to my most cherished dreams and darkest anguish. Your eyes have seen my tears, and your hands have held mine through every storm. Your presence has been the sanctuary where my heart finds solace and strength. I am in awe that God has guided such wonderful, extraordinary women to me. Thank you for standing by me through the unbearable loss of my brother, my husband, and then my mother. You have been a guiding voice of wisdom when I have overextended myself. You have been the anchor that kept me grounded when I felt ready to surrender. You have held me accountable, accompanied me through every trial, whether it was in the courtroom or the hospital room. You have been the constant beacon to my path of healing. Every Friday, you grace my home with remarkable companionship, bringing comfort and cheer, always accompanied by a different bottle of tequila. Each time, this continued for months until one evening, as I gazed upon the empty bottles, I pondered deeply. In that moment of real reflection, I realized that none of these bottles reflected us, women of color, in their labels or advertisement, not our journey, not our success or our stories. My dearest sister friends, you instilled in me the confidence and vision to drive change within this industry. Out of my love for this magical sisterhood, I felt compelled to create a tequila that bears meaning, not only taste of luxury, but always also represents luxury, made by women by a woman. There are sisters, there are friends, and there are sister friends. This is my love letter to my sister friends who stick closer than any brother, my hermanas amigas.
That was beautiful. That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. I just really, really, really appreciate you coming here.
Oh,
This, like, to me, like, put me, kick me up a notch.
oh, thank you. I'm
I
so
re-
glad.
I really
I'm
do.
proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you as well.
Oh,
You
thank
you
you.
serve as great inspiration for me. Like I said, my guests, you guys have no idea how much y'all keep me focused, how much y'all inspire me. Just hearing y'all stories and seeing y'all go, regardless of what obstacles may lay. I really appreciate it. I was so nervous when I talked to you, and it didn't seem like it. You say
Yeah.
fear, everything was on the other side of fear, and I was nervous and I was drunk. But I
Okay.
went
It's
up and
okay.
did that. And now we are
Exactly.
here. Before we close out again, one more time so people know where to go, where to get you. Let them know.
Sure. Instagram is Hermanas Amigas Tequila. You can DM me. You can also go to my website, www.hermanasamigas. You can also you can also send me an email at Toya Banks at hermanasamigastequila.com.
So again, before I want to go ahead and put this information out here again, for the shelter holiday drive. Like I said, I just happened to find this today on social media. And if y'all know Hood Oprah, I'm all about helping the community. It is Shaquila's Tiny Tots presents a shelter holiday drive. She's been doing this out her own pocket. She just need a little assistance. It is getting cold. We have an abundance of new people in Chicago, however you feel about it, whatever, what have you. Donations, hats, gloves, socks, and money if you're available. You have to inbox her for the location. The deadline is December 15th. I gave out her Cash App stuff and her Zelle information, but I said it messed up. So if you want to participate, contact me on my Facebook page, Asia or America, Instagram at Asia on America, and of course, like and subscribe to my show on YouTube at hood_Oprah. Going forward, if Miss Banks lets me, I will be the brand ambassador, and y'all can hook through all things through me to see what's
Sounds
going on to
great.
get to her. Again, Miss Banks, I thank you so much.
Oh, just call me Toya.
Toy,
Make me
I,
seem like my mom or my grandma.
I know,
Just
but
Toya.
I just try to be polite,
And
professional,
right. No
and
problem.
with
No
courteous.
problem. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Toya.
Oh, I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. Like I said, this kind of made me kick up a notch, seeing
Oh,
you.
great.
I do appreciate that. Happy Sunday. This is Asia on America on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm Hood Oprah, and as always, I love you. Shop the brand, y'all. Shop the brand.